I'm a PhD turned full-time mom, and the transition was nothing like I expected. Most people think that leaving a career to stay home is going to be simple, and it is not. I thought motherhood would feel natural because of how much I wanted to be a mother, but instead, I felt completely lost. Today, I'm sharing what finally helped me move from being disoriented and stuck to genuinely loving life at home. Because I want every mother who feels that way to know that there's hope. I don't think any of us realize how big of a shift this really is until you're in it. One day you have structure and deadlines and just some overall validation that you're on track and you're doing a good job. And then next, you're at home wondering if you're doing any of it right. So if you've ever felt like motherhood shouldn't be this hard, let's unpack why that feeling is so common. When I really stopped to think about it, I realized there were two reasons. One, the culture that we were shaped by, and two, the skills that we were never taught. As a part of the natural grain of our culture, we were trained for achievement, not for home life. We grew up swimming in a culture that taught us to perform, to climb, to prove, but homemaking and managing relationships hardly ever mentioned. In fact, I don't know about you, but I always subliminally felt like being a mother at home was somehow inferior. So when we step into motherhood, all the markers that once told us you're doing well, quote unquote, vanish. And that silence and the sudden change in how success is measured can feel disorienting and kind of make you feel like you're a failure deep down, even though it's far from that. But it's not just the messages that we absorbed from culture, it's also the very practical things that we were never taught along the way. So many of us stepped into motherhood completely unequipped. And largely because of the influence of modern life, many of us grew up in homes where everything was simply done for us while we went to school, sports, or whatever other activities. No one really taught us how to build and run a home like they did in ages past, or how to intentionally love our families from day to day in the little things. When you get thrown into it without these skills, it completely shapes your perspective of being home. Quite honestly, I've thought this many times. It is hard to love what you don't know how to do. And as a side note, that is why I'm so passionate about helping other mothers gain traction here, because I remember how hard it felt to start from scratch. But again, we were trained to measure success by finishing tasks and getting results. But home life is cyclical. You've got meals, laundry, discipline, repeat. And without some intentionality in your thought life and in your rhythms, nothing is ever really going to feel finished, quote unquote, like you're used to. And when nothing feels finished, it's easy to start feeling frustrated or even stuck. That's where learning a few core skills and giving shape to your rhythms can be immensely freeing. Keep in mind, success here isn't measurable. It's not always visible and it's not immediate. It's learned over time for all of us until the end of time with intentionality. And it's all about plotting faithfully every single day. Remember this: what often feels like I'm bad at this is really just I haven't learned this yet. It's not failure, it's most often just a skill gap and a mindset gap. And both are completely within reach. So let's talk about the mindset that completely changed everything for me. And then I'll share what practically helped me through this transition. If you're feeling frustrated or discouraged by the difficulties of transitioning home from work, I created a free training to help you with this. In it, I help you build systems and routines that help you get everything done and love being home. You can grab that down below. So let's get back to it. The phrase embrace motherhood caught me off guard in the middle of this big transition, personally, and it convicted me. I had just become a mother, and yet deep down, when I read that, I knew I wasn't embracing God's design the way He intended. I actually first read that phrase in Sally Clarkson's Mission of Motherhood. It's an excellent book that I highly recommend. I'll try to remember to link that down below. But that short phrase stirred something in me. Ultimately, it led me to pray and ask God to change my heart and mind, to help me truly love and embrace what He had called me to. Because honestly, part of my heart was still out there wanting to accomplish the big and the lofty, quote unquote. I wasn't ready to wholeheartedly embrace home and motherhood. At the time, I was working part time, and it honestly, it really wasn't about whether or not I worked outside the home. It had everything to do with my attitude toward motherhood in the home. My mind was simply divided. I valued the work out there more than I valued home. Again, I think largely because of what the culture tells us. But the Lord is merciful and He's patient, and I'm so glad. This became the mindset shift that changed everything. So I prayed for the desire to embrace the role He'd given me, and then I acted on it. I put my hands to the plow. Over time, these habits helped me live it out. First one, being fully present with my family instead of distracted by technology. And this has been a process. Um, Two, regular prayer and repentance when my attitude slipped, either towards my children or just when simply life wasn't going my way and I was grumbling for whatever reason. And along those lines, practicing gratitude is an excellent habit to cultivate both in our hearts as moms and then instilling it in our children because we're all prone to grumble. The next one is to surround myself with women who valued home and family because you become who you surround yourself with. And then next one is growing homemaking skills where I was weak, including creating simple rhythms that kept our home running calmly. And then finally, training my children to obey and help so that they became the blessing that God designed them to be. As I prayed and then practiced, God did his refining work in the quiet, unseen moments. Eventually, I realized that embracing home wasn't small or something unimportant, it was foundational. Because I was saying yes to God, and when we say yes to God and his design, that's when we're the happiest. So that little shift didn't just change how I thought, it changed everything about how I lived. By the way, if you're new here, I'm Lauren. I'm a homeschooling mom of five. And here on this channel, I help homemakers build systems and routines that actually fit your life and your home. And usually I'm very, very practical on this channel. So if that sounds like something you need, go ahead and like and subscribe so that you don't miss my weekly videos. So back to it. The mindset change that I just talked about and the practical really happened at the same time for me. As my heart began to shift, I naturally started bringing more rhythm and order into our home, and growing in consistency through those rhythms kept shaping my heart too. So they worked together. And that's when I realized something really powerful. I think sometimes people can think structure is restricting, but structure does not make motherhood rigid. It makes it joyful, especially if you are not a slave to this structure. But if you're using structure as it's intended, it's meant to serve you, you're not serving it. It can really lead to joy and it can actually give you more freedom to enjoy your home. And that leads us to point three, which is structure that makes motherhood more joyful. The monotony that so many moms feel in the day to day tasks can really start to fade when your home runs with more intentional rhythms and teamwork behind it. For me, this has been such a powerful shift, and it really took shape in three ways. First, intentionality, taking time to think through our priorities and family values has helped give vision to our home and shaped what our everyday life looks like. Second, forming daily rhythms around those priorities built for our family. That's including simple, practical things like meal times and laundry, and honestly, other things that flow out of our values instead of feeling random or rushed. And third, building weekly rhythms that help me stay on top of the ongoing needs of our home. But another essential piece here is rest and margin. This is huge in the life of a mother because, as I always say, this is a marathon, it is not a sprint. We have to pace ourselves. And part of that is keeping margin both in our calendars and in our days. So, having rhythms of rest built into our daily rhythms and into our weekly rhythms. This is just a high level overview of the structure that's really brought peace and freedom into our home. But I go into this in more depth in my free masterclass. In it, I'll walk you through these concepts step by step and give you practical ways to begin building your own rhythms at home. I'll link that down below. Another part that's been incredibly life giving for us is intentionally training our children. And by that, I mean, one, teaching them the ways of the Lord, which at this stage looks like learning to obey mom and dad right away, all the way, and with a good attitude, not, kicking and screaming or needing lots of reminders. It also means pulling them into family rhythms. And so this means giving them real ways to help and to learn responsibility and grow in character. This alone creates such a sense of peace and teamwork and joy in our home. And the idea is that it will ultimately lead to lifelong blessing for them as well. When your home has structure like this, built intentionally around your season and your family, you and your husband's vision, it brings a deep sense of engagement and purpose to every single day. Yes, there's little time to be bored when your life has meaning and rhythm, even if a lot of it is repetitive. I love this quote by G.K. Chesterton. I'll shorten it just a little for the sake of time, but he says, "The sun rises every morning because children have abounding vitality, because they are in spirit fierce and free. They want things repeated and unchanged. They always say, 'Do it again.' And the grown up person does it again until he's nearly dead. For grown ups, people are not strong enough to exult in monotony, but perhaps God is strong enough to exult in monotony. It is possible that God says every morning, 'Do it again' to the sun, and every evening, 'Do it again' to the moon. It may be that He has the eternal appetite of infancy, for we have sinned and grown old, and our Father is younger than we. The repetition in nature may not be a mere recurrence, it may be a theatrical encore. That image gets me every time. So take heart, dear mothers, in the cyclical nature of the home. Lean into the way God designed it, building rhythms with joy, shaped by intentionality and love. Look at your home through the eyes of your Savior and delight in the work of building it, bringing rhythm and rest into the heart of your home and joyfully shaping the hearts within it. It is a beautiful and glorious work, so embrace it. When you begin to combine simple systems with a heart that embraces the home fully, motherhood starts to feel lighter and even joyful. Thank you so much for being here today. May the Lord give you much grace and joy as you embrace your calling. I'll see you in the next one.